If you want a clean content setup without going broke, keep watching. I'm going to break down everything from budget version to something if you're willing to invest a bit more. And the crazy part is that the camera is not the most important thing. To get all the links of the equipment mentioned in this video, check the description. Now let's get straight into it. Okay, so here we are. So first let's go over the budget video setup. So when you're first starting out, you don't want to fully go all in and spend all your money on equipment. And this budget-friendly setup leverages your existing iPhone to produce professional looking videos. So all you need is a camera, which is going to be any iPhone model, which works great. For this example, I'm going to recommend you the iPhone 15 to iPhone 17. I mean, even the iPhone 13 has a great 4K camera, so you can really just use your own iPhone. Basically, modern iPhones deliver stunning 4K video quality with excellent stabilization built in and everything, so it's gonna be clean. For the mount, you're gonna check this link from the description, but basically it's like a thing you can just attach on your laptop and you can just go from there. Besides that, you can just use like camera tripod. I recommend you this one because it also includes auto trace, so it's gonna trace your face and it's gonna become a bit easier to record yourself, especially as a solo creator. Now for the lighting, when you're just starting out, the natural window light is free and it's beautiful, and you know it works good. So no need to spend a lot of money on lighting. And if you have to record in like middle of the day or at night, getting something like a ring light, like this ring light here, is gonna work the best. So you just get one of this, you just put it next to you, and just get one of them, you just put it next to you, and it's gonna create a good light source. Now for the audio, we are having the DJI Mic Mini 2. So this microphone delivers a very good sound and you're just gonna love it. Or if you're on a cheaper budget, getting something like Ceremonic mic is gonna work as well. The difference in quality is not really big, so there is like minor difference, but for the price it's very good. So I recommend you getting something like this. Now this is the budget video setup, and as I said, you don't need to go all in when you're just starting out. Getting something like this into the budget setup is gonna work very well. Now getting into the full professional camera setup. So this is something if you want to actually like stand out from the crowd and if you're really serious about content creation, but also if you're like 1 or 2 years into creating content, this is something you should go for. Now as well, if you have the budget, of course. So there are like 2 camera options here. The first one includes normal camera, and the second camera is a bit like overkill, but you can still do it if you want to, you know. So the first camera is the Sony ZV-10. Sony ZV-10 is a great camera. It goes in the ranges from like $600 to 1K. I'm pretty sure you'll get a crazy quality even with the normal lens, so no need to spend extra money on another lens. But yeah, that's the ZV-10. Now, if you want to be like a bit more fancy and go on something better, the Sony FX30 or the A series will work, but it's a bit overkill, you know? The Sony FX30 is like downgraded version from the Sony FX3. If you understand about cameras, you can understand this, but basically FX3 is like cinema entry camera. So this is very great camera as well. You're gonna find it in the range between 1.5K to like 2K dollars, and for the price it's a very good camera. But keep in mind you need to spend extra money on a lens here because it doesn't come with a lens. While on the on the ZV-10 you have already pre-made lens, like the default lens, so yeah. Now when it comes to lenses, my recommendation is the Sigma 18 to 50mm f2.8. So this is like a lens you can use on literally any camera. You can even use it in the ZV-10 or the FX30. It gives you a crazy blur in the background, which is the depth of field of the camera, and it's amazing. For the price as well, it's very good. Now, as I said, the camera is not the most important part of the whole studio and of the whole shooting part. So you really need to invest in a good quality light. Well, think about it. If your light setup is amazing, you can even record with an iPhone and still have an amazing footage. So lighting transforms good footage into great footage. And this personal kit gives you complete control over the lighting environment, allowing you to shoot consistently regardless of the time of the day or weather conditions. So here we have the key light, the diffuser, and the softbox. So for the key light, I recommend you to get the Aputure Amaran 60D, because this is like the best key light you can get for the price, and pretty much it's not very big. It gives you a clear light. Basically, it's gonna replace the daylight, which is gonna be more than enough. But on top of that, you also need to get light modifier. So you need to get a softbox. So there are like 2 options here. You can go with the Aputure Light Dome SE, which is like a bit bigger softbox, but it creates a great shadows on your face and delivers the light in an even ways. Or you can go with a smaller softbox, something like this, which is also gonna work. You can just put this one close to your setup and it's still gonna lit up yourself in a very good way. So you can go around here. Now keep in mind, besides these things, you need also like a tripod that you're gonna set up the light on, as well as you can also add some RGB lights in the background, something like RGB light panel in the background to create some kind of cinematic vibes behind you. In my case, we use the massive softbox. I mean, you can see it behind me. This is because when we were ordering the softbox, we went with a smaller size, but that was out of stock, so we just had to go with the bigger size. But it's also working great, so no worries. Now for the camera mounting and stability, you need a very good tripod. I mean, just think about it. If you spend like 2 to 3K on your camera and then just spend like something cheap on the tripod, it's not really making sense, right? Like, you don't want a cheap tripod, like, you don't want your camera to sit on something cheap that can literally like, damage your camera. So I recommend you getting like professional aluminum tripod, something like this, for example. Like, this tripod is working amazing. We have a very similar tripod to this one, and so far it's been going amazing. Besides that, you can get also like a small rig adjustable tabletop streaming stand, which looks something like this, that you can just put on your table, you know, and then you can set up your camera in an easier way if you're not having space. Because tripods do take a lot of space, and it's a bit hard to like position them in your room if your room is very small. So yeah. Now for the connectivity and audio essentials, you need to find a way to connect your camera to the computer, and you also need to find a way to connect your mic to the computer. So you need to connect your camera to a capture card. This can be like micro HDMI to HDMI cable. It looks something like this. Then to capture it to the computer, you need something like Elgato Camlink 4K, which looks something like this. Then for the camera, obviously you're gonna need some dummy batteries. So if you're planning to shoot like for a longer period of time, you need to get more batteries, or you can just recharge your own camera. But also keep in mind, with mirrorless cameras, they're heating up very fast. So having alternative camera batteries is gonna be the best solution. Now as well, you need SD cards. I personally use 128 gigabytes of camera card, but you can also go for 256, depends on your preference and on your needs. Now for the audio, you want a professional audio setup, which means a good microphone that's gonna sound good and it's not gonna sound muffled. So my recommendation here is the Shure MV7 Plus microphone. Like, this is the best microphone you can get on the market, and it's working amazing for the price. So it comes around like $300, and then you just need like an arm to actually position the microphone on your table. Now also keep in mind, you need audio interface to actually connect your microphone with your PC. So a professional audio setup would come around like $500. And now to speed up your production, this is like optional thing, but it can also very help you. So getting a teleprompter, something like the Elgato prompter, is going to be a very good thing for you if you're struggling with actually reading the script in front of the camera, and if it takes a lot of time for you to actually record a video. This is going to speed up your whole process, and it's going to save you a lot of time. So this is the Elgato prompter that actually is not a lot expensive. It's in the middle range and it works amazing. Now let's talk about why your studio actually matters. There are like 3 things here. So the brand authority boost, the time savings, and the call conversions. So professional production quality builds instant credibility. Just think about it. When someone sees you and when your background is blurry, when the audio sounds good, people just have a clear image of you and they instantly position you as an authority. Now for the time savings, a dedicated studio eliminates setup and teardown time. So if your setup is already done and it sits in your room, then you just get in the room, click record, and everything is prepared already. So you don't need to always prepare the camera, set up the angle, set up the lights, and all these things. So it saves a lot of time. Now for the call conversion, this is a very big one as well, because when you go on calls, when you go on meetings with people already see you as an authority, they have bigger trust in you, they already feel like they're sold just because you're someone with a clear camera, a good audio, and you look professional. So your studio is an investment in your brand, and the quality of your content directly reflects how seriously your audience will take your message. Now when it comes to choosing your studio location, it's very recommended to find a room where you can leave your setup permanently assembled, so you don't have to go always through the assembling part, setting the cameras, the lights, and all these things. Think about making one of your rooms as a studio where you're going to record all of your content. For light management, you need the ability to completely black out the room when desired. So whenever you want to record, you just want to black out all the blinds, make sure the room is dark so you can just play with your own light, with artificial lights instead of the nature lights. For the sound control, you should find the quietest room possible, and if there's echo and background noise, you should get those black sponges that you put on your wall, and they're going to kill the background noise. And also very important for the physical space, make sure that your room is not too crowded and it's not too small, so that you can actually set up your key light, you can set up your camera tripod, and all these things around you. So that's it for this video. If you want to get the links to everything I showcased in this video, just check the description. Now once you understand everything about gear, I know you probably want to know as well as what content formats to post, so I made a video breaking down that exact process. It should be on the screen right now, and it's also going to be linked in the description. But that's it. Thanks for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next one.